Today is a great day. Hello and welcome into the backfield. I'm your host Connor Schaff. Today I want to talk about my favorite soccer team, Arsenal Football Club. Now, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get to make this video, but I finally feel like I can say, for the first time in my lifetime, this team is giving me hope. We are now 2 games away from a Champions League final after upsetting Real Madrid in absolutely insane fashion, who were the only team in the quarterfinals to win both the home and away leg, and I cannot say I'm more excited. Now this video is going to kind of just be a rant style, talking about my pains as an Arsenal fan over my lifetime, and talking about how excited I am for the upcoming couple of months. Now, you think in my entire lifetime I have not gotten to witness Arsenal winning the league a single time. In fact, I have not witnessed Arsenal making the Champions League final since the year I was born. So I have not gotten to see my team have any major level of success outside of a couple FA Cup victories, which, let's be honest, nobody cares about that. Since I was born, I have not gotten to see my team do anything very impressive on the international stage, or for that matter, on the domestic stage. I have had to sit through watching Arsenal get absolutely decimated by Bayern Munich over a 2-leg series. I've had to sit through Arsenal choking away the Premier League in multiple different seasons. But now I can say Arsenal are on the up and up. But let's go back. How has Arsenal gotten to this point? You go towards the start of my lifetime, where you saw Arsenal have guys like Robin van Persie, Cesc Fabregas, Theo Walcott, Samir Nasri, and more guys like that. And this would turn out to be the best generation of Arsenal players, success-wise, up until the last couple of years. This team managed to make a Champions League quarterfinal and semifinal, and honestly had quite decent success in the league as well, though not getting to that next level. Then you go to the next era with guys like Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Özil, as well as guys like Laurent Koscielny and Petr Cech, who as a collective unit were probably the best generation of Arsenal players outside of the Invincible team. And this team just could not get it over the finish line. They finished second the year that Leicester City had the miracle run, choking what was one of the most easy Premier League titles to win, with teams like Chelsea, Manchester United, and Man City not up to par that year. During that period, they also, like I mentioned before, lost 10-2 over a 2-leg series to Bayern Munich in what was probably the most disappointing couple of games as an Arsenal fan, period. During this period, Arsenal struggled to really do anything, but they did win a couple FA Cups, so take of that as you will. After this period, Arsene Wenger left the club, ending his 22-year period as an Arsenal coach, and now we are on to the Mikel Arteta era. Between that period, we did have Unai Emery as coach with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the wheel, and it just was not the right situation. The team really could not do too much. I want to say during this period we made a Europa League final where we got absolutely crushed by Chelsea. But it was not the greatest time. I'm very happy to see Unai Emery doing well at Aston Villa. I was very much hoping that we'd get the Mikel Arteta versus Unai Emery semi-final matchup. That would have been so much fun to watch. But I digress there. Moving on to post-Unai Emery, where Mikel Arteta was brought in, and it was a struggle bus of a first couple of seasons. Guys like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard were just getting into their form and starting to build up their resumes as star players. But I think the real turning point of this team was when Declan Rice was brought in for a record-breaking fee of, I want to say, around $130 million. You could tell once this change was made that Arsenal was a different team. You go look at last season, where Arsenal honestly should have won the league. Arsenal was top of the table for the vast majority of the season and very much choked that title away. This season, I think, is a little more okay. Arsenal has put so much focus into the league. I look at something like where I saw Gary Neville the other day saying that Arsenal have regressed throughout the season. You're telling me the team that just beat Real Madrid, the best team in the world, the team that won the Champions League last season and added a top 3 player in the world at the moment, is regressing? Really? But no, we've had some really severe injury issues. We've had some insane refereeing issues, though we did get a little bit of help potentially during the second leg. Not that it would have mattered. Real Madrid would have had to score 5 goals during the tie to end up beating Arsenal. And even you say that the penalty decision was questionable. He missed the penalty anyway, so who really cares? And I am just ecstatic to say that we are at this point. I look at someone like Martin Odegaard, who people thought was a wonder kid, and he just could not break out at Real Madrid at all. So what did Arsenal do? They brought him in on a loan, and he just blew out of any proportions you could imagine. Arsenal ended up bringing him in for about $50 million, which for today's standard isn't really much. If you think of Manchester United bringing in guys like Rasmus Højlund or Joshua Zirkzee for way more money than Martin Odegaard was brought in, and Martin Odegaard is the heart and soul of this team. I look at someone like Bukayo Saka, who has faced so much adversity throughout his career. He missed an extremely important penalty in the Euro 2020 final that lost England the Euros. He missed a very important penalty in the Premier League title race last season that kind of got us out of any contention. And he missed a very important penalty in Wednesday's game, and he still managed to bounce back, get a goal that gave Arsenal the lead in around the 60th minute that really put any hope of Real Madrid to bed. And to see this guy just grow up throughout my time watching Arsenal has just been so fun, and he really is the star boy of this Arsenal team. On top of that, seeing guys like William Saliba, I know he had a major mistake yesterday, but he is the rock of this defense, as well as someone like David Raya, who's really blossomed into one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And then I look at someone like Declan Rice. Declan Rice is so fun to watch. He carried Arsenal to this victory in the first leg, getting 2 of the most beautiful free kick goals I've ever seen. It is just immaculate to watch. And seeing Mikel Arteta as a coach grow and become more confident in his style to take the risk to put Mikel Merino at striker with guys like Kai Havertz injured and really no backup striker at the wheel, giving Mikel Merino that shot at striker. Oh my gosh, it is unbelievable. I do also want to give a shout out to the 2 youngsters on the team, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Noweri. Ethan Noweri hasn't played a huge role over the last couple Champions League matchups. Miles Lewis-Skelly has been almost a lock in the starting lineup, and oh man, he has been incredible. It's so fun to watch a guy break out like this in such a veteran acclaimed roster. Just break out as this young guy, starting ahead of guys like Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko. Don't really remember his first name, to be honest with you. He's definitely on his way out. Let's be honest with ourselves. It is just unbelievable to watch, and I hope you can see my happiness as an Arsenal fan at this moment. And I just want to make this video to express my joy for this matchup. I look forward to this PSG game. We beat PSG 2-0 in the Champions League earlier this season. Now this is a very different PSG team. This team has grown a lot over the course of the season. I think they are going to be a formidable foe. With that being said, I think Arsenal clearly has the edge, and so do the bookies agree. The fact that I can sit here and tell you right now that Arsenal are the favorites to win the 2025 Champions League is something that I could not be happier to say. And while the pressure makes me a little nervous, I am so excited for this opportunity. I will say, as a sports fan, I have not had the greatest time. When I moved to Texas in 2011, I moved after the Dallas Mavericks won their first championship, and since then I've not gotten to see the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, the Dallas Mavericks. Texas Rangers did win one. Gotta be honest though, I could not give 2 flying flips about baseball. So that does not mean too much to me. On top of that, you look at my college teams and the Tennessee Volunteers and Texas A&M Aggies. They have done absolutely nothing in either basketball or football and continue to choke year after year. And then you look at my favorite team in all of sports, the Indianapolis Colts. They have done absolutely nothing in the lifetime that I can remember. They did win the Super Bowl the year I was born, just as Arsenal made a Champions League final the year I was born. But they have done absolutely nothing since and wasted away a career of a potential Hall of Fame quarterback. And I just want to say that I am just so happy to be at this point where I might get to see a team that I support finally do something good. And I'm so excited to hopefully give an update on this video after Arsenal wins the Champions League final and come back to you and say that I am a fan of a team that has won something. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below whether you're an Arsenal fan. Maybe if you're a Spurs fan, don't like the video. You don't need to be here. No. Give me the like. Give me a hate comment down below if you're a Spurs fan. That'll make my day. But with that being said, I will see you guys next time and have a good one.